Hi, this is Rob Leo, and in this tutorial, we're going to take a look at a tool called Nearpod. This is a great tool for taking a presentation and making it interactive. You can start from scratch and build your own, or you can explore the Nearpod library for some pre-created lessons from other teachers and content providers. Some stuff is free, some stuff is paid for. I've typically only used the free stuff in the past, but let's get started and learn how to make an account. I'm here at nearpod.com. And when you land here, notice there's a menu on the right-hand side of the screen. You can create an account. This is great for working if you're working on a Chromebook. You already be logged into an account with Google, so it makes it easy to sign up with Google. You just want to make sure as a teacher that you do identify as a teacher first, and then you're going to click Sign Up with Google. I'm going to use my school account. And once I do so, I have the interface now of my library. This is where my stuff will live. Explore, this is where other teachers have created stuff to share in the Nearpod store, if you will. You can create your own Nearpods. You can join a Nearpod lesson. What's nice about Nearpod 2 is that your lessons, not only are they interactive, but you can intersperse your slides with assessment questions. Nearpod will gather that data and put it in reports. You'll see it live, and you can also retrieve the reports at the end of your lesson. And there's a nice little video tutorial to get you started. Let's just take a look next at the Explore tool to see what other teachers have done. This may give you some ideas for how you might use Nearpod in your classroom. They have a nice filter. So I just want to look for the free stuff. I want to look for social studies, full lessons for 9th grade. Pretty comprehensive filtering system. And you can also search by Common Core lessons as well. Let me just search all. And you can see that there are several. Notice some are for virtual reality. That's a separate tool that we're not going to cover here. Some are from content providers, OZY Media. Some are from teachers just like us, and they upload their stuff and make it available for other teachers to use. If you've used Promethean Planet, for example, very similar concept where teachers create things. Of course, you want to vet the lessons ahead of time, and this is what we're doing now as we explore. I'm going to look at one. I kind of previewed it already. It looks pretty good. I'm going to look at one for what is government. And if I just click on it, you can see it's been produced by a Nearpod author. That's just a teacher who decided to create a Nearpod presentation to share. Nearpod provides you with the template and tells you specifically what to include in your lessons so that it can be replicated with others. And of course, you can show info and see a brief introduction. As we move forward into the preview, you'll get a slide that introduces the teacher, a little bit of his credentials and so forth. And again, I'm only on slide 2 of 31. I can just proceed through this lesson and kind of see what this has to offer. Notice part of the template. There's a by the end of this lesson. So it kind of gives you the objectives, tells you the approximate duration of the lesson as well. And again, you can make this your own by adding it to your library. You can make it full screen. And once you do add it to your library, you could even change it around and get some new information that you'd like to include customized to your own teaching style. I'm just going to flip through some of the slides here so you can kind of get a concept of what this is all about. Instead of presenting this in the front of the room, each student would have a device in front of them, most likely a Chromebook, and the teacher can set the pace. So as the teacher advances through the slides, the students cannot move forward or back. They can only see the slide that the teacher is on. So it's a nice way for the teacher to kind of control the pacing of a lesson. But like I said, it's a way for the teachers to intersperse their slides with assessment questions. And again, you'll see in a moment, you have some questions here. The teacher direction is to pair up with a neighbor, discuss the question, and then submit just one answer for the both of you. So you can see the teacher's included an image with a multiple choice question. You can click on the image to pop it out and then answer yes or no. The teacher will see that feedback in real time on his or her device. And again, a report will also be generated at the end of the lesson to see how each student specifically responded. Students will join with a code, and they'll be logged in with Google, and you'll see their names as well. But again, the teacher has included this similar type of question asking students, is this government, yes or no, and showing them a picture. Some more slides. In some cases, the teacher is also able to include more than just yes or no. They can customize their multiple choice questions. In this case, the teacher looks like they're pre-testing student knowledge, asking what building is this, offering multiple choice questions before he dives into the actual content of his lesson. We're looking at Congress creating public policy, we're looking at the president or the executive branch, and so forth and so on. He then challenges his students. He puts a multimedia element with some highlights from the president's State of the Union address. And as you scroll down, notice he's embedded a YouTube video. He's put in another YouTube video, in this case from Crash Course. And then he has some practice questions, again, going back to the beginning where he asked, is this government? Now the students perhaps are better prepared to answer the questions after they've been introduced to some of the content. This is a 31-slide introduction to government. He also includes a quiz. And again, the feedback will come back to the teacher. You can skip the quiz if you wanted to, apparently. And then some teacher notes at the end of the lesson. Like I said, if you want to make this your own, you can simply click Add to My Library. And then you can show in your library. Notice My Library is available at the top of the screen as well. And now that this is mine, I can introduce it as a live lesson. I can edit, I can preview. I've got some dots at the top of the screen if I want to share this with another teacher, organize in a folder, export it as a PDF file, perhaps even duplicate it and then edit the lesson. That's the approach I think I'll take here. We'll duplicate. This is a free account, so I'm stuck. So let's not duplicate, let's simply edit. I can always re-download it if I want. But just to give you a sense of what this might look like, the slides, you can add your own or you can import from PowerPoint or Google Slides, for example. And then you can add new slides. And just to show you some of the sampling of question types, you can add content, you can add any web content, or you can add an activity. Activity is what I'm interested in. You can ask open-ended questions, polls, quizzes. You can ask them draw it. So if students you want them to circle something on a map, for example, or draw something, they could certainly do that. I haven't explored the Collaborate tool yet, but there's also some fill in the blanks, some memory tests. Some of these are free, some of them are freemium. They may go away after a certain time. I'm not sure what the memory test is, but again, this is okay. So this is part of Nearpod Gold. I'm on a 30-day trial. And you can have some images and responses. I'm going to skip this for now, but just to give you a sense of what type of questions you can ask throughout your lesson. Hopefully you get a good sense of that. And when we come back in another tutorial, we'll look at actually how to create a Nearpod lesson using some of these tools. Just to recap what we've done so far, we simply went to nearpod.com. Let me log out to refresh everyone's memory. Right here at the bottom of the screen. And again, from nearpod.com, we're looking for the menu to create an account. If you've already got one, you can simply sign in and log in with Google. If this is your first time, I would strongly encourage you to take a look at the Nearpod library. So if you want to click the Explore tool, again, just to review, you can filter those with a number of criteria to see what's out there, whether it's free or paid for content, whatever subject area is listed, the resource type, and the grades. When we come back, we'll look at how to import a lesson that you've already got on a Google slide, and then we'll add some assessment questions. Thanks for listening.